Hmm. Hi everyone. This,
Hello, hello.
this is the Flow State Cafe. I'm Giselle Queiroz and I'm with.
Claudia Spolaor.
We are here every Friday and we are here to talk about topics that will help you to bring more flow into your lives.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and today we're going to talk about the power of honesty. Right,
Mhm.
Claudia?
Exactly. So, just a brief introduction for those who don't know us and are new. Well, we are streaming on LinkedIn, we're streaming on YouTube at the moment. Um, and, and so, yes, we both work with um, a quantum method that helps you to bring more, let's say, emotional neutrality and to
Mm-hmm.
bring you to present, and will help you to eliminate any type of stress and anxiety. um, and this is just a new method, and so with our work we explore different topics, and we learn a lot by working with our clients, by working on ourselves. So we are learning a lot of new things, a lot of things about, I think, human behaviors, mental health, quantum physics, spirituality, and we love to bring these topics here. So, yes, I think today we can explore this topic about honesty, which I think it's super interesting. We've seen a lot of people sign up on LinkedIn for this one. So, I guess it's something that can really resonate with everyone. Yes. So let's go.
Yeah, because
Hmm.
I think it resonates with everyone because
Yeah,
the main truth is there is no person on earth that doesn't lie.
exactly.
That's the
Yeah,
main truth. The only
totally.
truth.
Yeah, we were talking about this and we were like, wow, actually, yes, who hasn't lied? Who has
Raise your
never
hand.
lied? Like everyone, even just, we're not talking about big lies, even small lies, right? And even the person that says, I will never lie, I always tell the truth. I'm like, come on. Let's be honest.
You've been a child once, at least, but
Yeah.
like it's so integrated in our daily lives.
Mhm.
The well, the lie, even if you want to, be gentle with someone,
Yeah.
right?
Being kind, and yes,
Right.
and exactly. I mean, I guess nobody likes to hurt others. Well, I mean, let's say on purpose, yes. And so, but sometimes our truth, because there's no absolute truth, I guess. I mean, we all have our own truth, but our truth can hurt others, and so that's when it becomes tricky. Yes. um,
Mm-hmm.
and what we've been, um, like what we've seen with clients and with ourselves, is that we have all been conditioned. There's no human being that hasn't been conditioned on earth, and so we have all been conditioned on, you have to tell the truth, right? You
Mm-hmm.
can't lie, and if other lie to us, then we are not worthy, for example, also. Yes. And so, but the reality is that we all lies, we all lie. I mean, we have all lied once in a lifetime. Yeah. So that's the truth. And so, the mind oftentimes to me is telling us a lot of stories. Yes. And it's like, telling us what we should or what we shouldn't do, and then we're not trusting our, we're guided, most of us, by our minds and not by our hearts. um, this is my own opinion. But yes.
Yeah, because you were saying that like when you listen to our hearts, we are going to know if that's the right moment, that's the right thing to do,
Mhm.
or if not,
Mhm.
and everyone tells you, like say we are conditioned to say the truth, to don't lie, but at the
Mm-mm.
same time we are always lying, so there's this guilty always,
This guilt,
Most of,
yes,
yeah, this
yes,
guilty most of the people have. And it's
yes.
sometimes it comes a lot from a religion type of belief, right? Uh,
Also, yeah,
also is
cultural
one of
religion. Mm,
cultural religion,
yeah,
and it's like if you say you're gonna be punished if
yeah,
you say if you lie, by, for example, by God or something. But
yeah,
what we are saying here is that um, sometimes it's important for you to understand if that's um, a projection of that's what you have, like, okay, um, to be how someone need have to behave or have to look like, or this person have to she has to do, and then sometimes it's not necessary for you to tell that person,
yeah,
to tell the people, and be like so honest to that, because
yeah.
sometimes you have a different opinion about what that person want to live, how the way that the person wants to live her life,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, totally, totally. And yeah, so there are several points here, I think.
Hmm.
So first of all, I guess there are two things. One is being honest with ourselves and being honest with others, right? So I think, and this is my personal opinion, but when it comes to being honest with ourselves, that's super important. That's the most important thing. Yes.
It is.
Um, so if you work, for example, if I work with a client, the client is not being honest, I'm not able to help them. Yes, there's no way. And so if you really want to change and improve your life, and if you, yes, if you have this growth mindset, lying doesn't really go with that. Yes, lying to yourself. Then also the thing is that then when we lie to ourselves, we also attract a lot of lying and betrayal. Yeah, so we can attract what we are.
Hmm.
Um, and it's inevitable. And then whenever you lie to yourself, people that will lie will hurt you a lot more, because they're just showing you where you are not being honest to yourself. Yes, so when people come to you and they lie to you, that will just show you where you're not honest with yourself first, and maybe also with others, but especially with yourself. And that's, to
I
me,
have
is
an example
okay.
about
Let's
that.
uh,
At once upon a time, when I had a relationship with someone, I wasn't happy anymore. I wasn't like feeling like be with this person anymore, but I was insisting and be there because of my personal conditions and the projections that I had about where I'm supposed to be and who I'm supposed to be,
mm,
and at the end, the person broke up with me, but
yeah,
I didn't listen to my inner truth. I didn't listen to my what was the like what was really wanting to do in that moment, and
yeah,
therefore the person broke up with me, and he also lied about other stuff, and and after we broke up, I realized like why I was with this relationship. I waited until it to get to this point, until this person will lie to me, and then will like broke up with me, and then I will feel really bad. Like I felt
yeah,
worse of, because I was like very mad at myself. You
yeah.
know, I
There you
was like
go.
feeling a lot of guilt, and I was like, oh my gosh. Uh,
Yeah,
no, that
yeah,
yeah, lots of in a lot of relationships are like that. Like
yeah,
girls or men, like people they try to sustain something that's not truth anymore for
yeah.
either side. You know.
Totally, totally. And it's exhausting when we lie to ourselves, especially. Yes, and energetically we attract that. Like it's uh, energy works like math. There's nothing like, and for much that people say, okay, well, you cannot prove it. You can. It's just you can prove it differently than when you don't science, but the thing is that it literally works as like maths. So you lie to yourself, you attract lies. Like simple as that. So this is
But then also, what I've observed, and this is a experience, like just you also have to trust on your intuition and what you were
mhm,
feeling, because
always.
when you go to listen to your heart,
Mm,
what your heart is saying to you, you can have also to trust on what you're feeling.
mhm.
You know, sometimes
Totally.
you don't trust. Sometimes you have that idea that to fit in different situations, to fit in the society, right? That we have
Mhm.
to be like that or like this, and we don't follow our heart.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's well, yeah, totally, totally. So when we lie, we also create this emotional, when we lie to ourselves, especially, we create this emotional block. Um, and we have to keep the lie during the time. So carrying that weight during all this time is very heavy. Yes.
It is.
And it's gonna damage your body for sure. I've seen this so much, like people that are not honest with themselves, they're gonna get very serious problems, like physical problems, issues, disease, and bad. Like it's probably one of the worst things. Yes. I've seen this pattern, and it wow.
Do you have
So
any type of specific disease, or you'd say it is more general for you in your experience?
um well, cancer for
Yeah, I
sure.
was thinking about that.
Like cancer for sure. Yes,
Uh-huh.
because you're lying to yourself because you're hiding something that you're not accepting about yourself. So there's a lot of emotional stuff in there. And cancer is just like emotions that are not processed properly. Yes. So
Mm-hmm.
cancer to me, yes, I've seen that a lot. Definitely.
Yeah.
Back pain, you people suffering from both serious back pain, like really serious back pain. Um
Do you
and
think it's related, the back pain is related to like you carrying that weight, as we were
Probably.
saying? Also,
Also,
I don't know.
yeah, also. And yeah, maybe, yes, could be.
Hmm.
Um but yes, I mean, so this is extremely important. Then when it comes to others, the thing is a bit different because we have been, as I said before, conditioned on always telling the truth, yes.
Hmm.
But sometimes the truth, as we said before, is not necessary. So depending on the case, um it's a different story. So
Hmm.
um and because we have been conditioned, we start to feel guilty because we feel responsible oftentimes for things that we are not really responsible. So if we want to say something to someone from a very honest place, but with a very good intention, like not with the intention of not hurting the other person. But if I hurt them, I'm not responsible for that. You are compassionate too. Yes, if you're neutral to hurting the person or not, if you're emotionally neutral, you can develop that compassion. Yes, naturally, it comes natural because you understand that I might hurt them, but at the same time, you're not responsible for how they feel. Yes, um, not
Yeah,
easy.
you're saying about telling the truth, right? Or not
Yeah,
telling? Yeah, telling the
telling
truth.
the truth.
Right.
When you want to
Yeah.
tell the truth, yes. So there are, if you want to tell the truth, and from, just because you want to tell the truth and you want to express something that is happening, that it's not good for you.
Because
Um,
something's bothering you.
exactly. So you can feel, if you're deeply conditioned on supporting others, right, not letting them down, then you're gonna
Hmm.
feel guilty. Yes. um but if you're not, I mean, we are all on different levels, but if that's not the case, what you're gonna, probably, if you feel emotionally neutral to hurting that person or not, which is very hard and most of the people are not, then you automatically develop the compassion, but at the same time you put it out there because it's necessary sometime. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also related to like boundaries, right? So when
Exactly.
you can express a certain truth that
Mm-mm.
sometimes like it can hurt someone, but even well, we don't have to hurt the other person, like the way you tell that, as you
Hmm.
said,
And there's an
uh
energy there.
that it can be with compassion, and and
Yeah.
then also, but you're also not responsible how the person is gonna react.
Yeah. But most of us feel guilty oftentimes for setting boundaries. Yes. And that if you feel guilty for setting boundaries, eventually there is an imbalance. You are creating the imbalance. Yes. And so the person is probably not even going to receive that properly. Right.
Mm-hmm.
While
Right.
if you are okay with, as we said before, I'm going to hurt them or not, well, you develop the compassion, the thing is received differently. This is what I've seen with myself and with
Mm-hmm.
clients. The moment I was like, you know what, if they ask me, I'm gonna tell them, whatever, it's just. But I can tell it with compassion, and it's well received, or maybe not. But that's not up on you. Yes. But if you feel guilty for setting boundaries, for sure, most of the time it's not well received because there's a very big imbalance there.
Mm-hmm.
When
For sure.
energy just in balance works with balance, right? So
Mm-hmm.
everything works with balance. This is my experience. um
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but also this is like about telling this, and not because we brought a very interesting point
yeah.
about like not telling the truth.
Hmm.
And this is like the as I said before, like the thing, like you, when you want to change someone, like you need to tell the truth. Like we gave an example earlier
Yeah.
about, or the other day, about the woman. If you see someone, a friend of you, with a dress, a yellow dress or something, that's like you don't really, but the person's feeling happy with
Yeah.
that. If the person's feeling, like beautiful or whatever, you don't have to say some like
It's
that's,
yeah, it's not necessary, right? And
yeah.
if you're saying that,
If
if you need this to say that, it's probably because there's something that has to do with you, not with them.
Yeah, because some people can think that's ridiculous, but the other person who's dressing that doesn't think about it like on this way. So
Yeah. So the thing is
it's
that
your
why does it bother you?
perception. Yeah, yeah. Why it's bothering you?
Right.
uh,
Yeah, I
yes,
guess.
yes.
So it's not easy. It's not easy.
Not
We're talking
easy.
about a lot of different experiences and examples, right? But there are cases, sometimes, yeah, when it comes, I guess, when it comes to, for example, romantic relationship, it's harder, yeah, because maybe, you've done something the person doesn't like, and then, okay, what should I do? you know,
Yeah, I
that
have
is.
another example about a friend of mine.
Mm.
She, well, is in a relationship for 20 years already, and they have a great relationship. The guy is pretty cool with her, and then she's also really nice with him, and then they have this, like, they are together for 20 years, and they're very
Wow.
like, things matching,
Mm.
of course they also have their things, but okay. So the thing is, I'm not just saying, like, the girl about, like, lying, like this betrayal thing. Like, she had an experience with a guy, outside of her relationship, and she didn't tell her husband. And she knew that was just an adventure, and then she wanted to live that experience, but it was good for her in that moment, and then she didn't say anything to him. And then she had that guilty, because this her husband is really nice with her. And one day she realized that he also had a relationship with another girl outside of their relationship. And then she said, like, wow, I think it's okay. At the first she got a little bit angry, but at the same, like, right after that, she remember, okay, I had this relationship with this guy and everything, so I'm feeling more cool with that. I'm not feeling so guilty,
No
and I'm
more
not gonna,
guilt.
So I'm not gonna tell anything to my husband. I'm okay if he had a relationship with another girl outside of our
Mm,
relationship. So she was okay with he
yeah,
had having another relationship with someone else.
it
And
balance it out.
no one
Yeah,
talks about that and they are happy. For
yeah. I
example.
mean, yeah. So that's the thing, you know. That it very. I think it really depends on your belief system, on what is on your values, and that on the values of your partner and so on. You know. So I don't know. Yeah, that to me is still a it's a very, you know, there's no right or wrong, and whenever we decide what is right and what is wrong, then and we don't fit with the right, then we start to feel guilty.
Hmm.
Right, so whenever we say this is right, this is wrong, right, so it depends, but for sure, I think for me, for sure, we need to be honest with ourselves first, and then do what we feel is more coherent with ourselves, and you know, and not, but never from the fear of hurting people, because it's not,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes it's inevitable, but how every person deals with issues is not our responsibility. Yeah, we are just responsible for ourselves. That's
Hmm.
it. And if we mess it up, then we have to face it. But especially, we don't need to look for other people's forgiveness, but for our own forgiveness with
Hmm.
ourselves. That's how forgiveness worked to me.
Because yeah, that makes sense because that Ho'oponopono thing that people
Mhm.
do, to forgiveness and everything.
Mhm.
When you study that deeper, the idea is the forgiveness is you
Mm.
use the other person as the person who you project to say that I'm sorry, I love you, blah blah blah.
Uh-huh.
But actually, you were saying that for yourself, it's not to the other person. So
Yeah.
you have to forgive yourself first,
Yeah,
not
totally.
you know, not
Totally,
what you
totally.
not what you did to the other person. It's like
Yeah.
what your judgments about what you did,
Yeah.
how you judge yourself,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
how you
It's bound.
criticize yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever someone does or says something that hurts us, it's not they hurting us, it's our own wound that is, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, what?
it's there, our wound,
Uh-huh.
our
Mm-hmm.
own wound that is there and it's hurting, but it's ourselves that it's up on us to heal it, right?
Yes.
um and so, yeah, I mean, it's a never ending story.
We can give
Right.
you several examples, but I think
Yeah.
well, as we say, like there's no right or wrong,
Yeah.
but I think the truth, I think we agree that the thing is to be truthful with ourselves.
Yeah,
After,
totally.
like, after everything that comes after that is you know, is
Yeah.
how we perceive reality. So how we perceive ourselves, how we love ourselves, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Um, don't let situations kill your inner desires and your inner truth because you feel guilty to hurt someone or because you have a projection how what's the perfect life. If
Yeah.
the projection you have of what's a perfect life, and then you leave that and you're not happy,
Mm.
something's wrong. So
Yeah,
you need to
totally.
question yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't even know that we are lying to ourselves.
Yes, a lot.
We
Yeah.
need to observe how do you feel inside of some situation that you think it's the ideal situation if you're not happy there. So
Mm.
question yourself. That's the thing.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
is that
And I,
true for me?
yeah.
Like, is this the life I want to live?
Yeah. And I know someone that um have been lying for a long time on things he done like he did, and that were, well, that were so and so, right? But if he would have said that to family and friends, um, he would immediately go through judgment. But the person who was really judging was himself. He was judging himself a lot for what he did. Yes, and it wasn't that big to me, to be honest. But it's all how we're perceiving that. So if we constantly feel we are a letdown, we are we're not good enough, then this is what we're putting out there. Yes, and for sure, I mean, carrying these type of things, it's painful, it's heavy. So
Yes.
first of all, being honest with ourselves, yes, about why do I want to lie about that also, because I'm scared of other people's judgment. I'm scared. So first of all, I think it's I don't know. I just think it's all about compassion to ourselves. Yes, and it's there. So if we're okay with our truth, we have no problem telling the truth, right? If we are okay with that. But first of all, we have to be okay with that. That's the thing. Mhm. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's we could talk about these things for hours and hours because it's something that really everybody lies on earth. Everybody has done it at least once. So and human conditioning is just big on these topics, especially as you said, in religious, everything that comes from religion, and these type of things. So um and if we also are scared that other people are lying to us, that's what we're going to attract. That's also another point, right?
Yeah, sure.
So if we lie to others or to ourselves, we will attract lie. But also, if we are, let's say, if we believe in radical honesty, for example, it's because we're scared of that other people will lie to us, and that's exactly what we'll attract. That's the
Hmm.
thing. Yes. So, as
Yeah,
always.
that's the point. Radical honesty. It's a
Mhm.
way of protection or
Exactly.
fear.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's the thing.
Hmm.
So that is a very good point. If you're not okay with people lying to you, if that's one of your biggest fear, that's exactly what you're gonna attract.
Hmm.
As we said, oftentimes, energy lows, but they are they define everything, and so
Just
that's the thing.
yeah, just by talking about this, we've been having meetings. We had 2 meetings this week talking about this. Just give a little bit more clarity because
Mm.
like it's really nice to bring to the table some topics that are very so common in our daily lives, and we don't even think about it
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, exactly. We don't question.
No question.
We don't question, and we think that what our mind says is truthful, right? That's the only truth. But the mind has been conditioned, so the only truth is what your heart says, and you just know what the only truth is. There's no absolute truth. The mind has been conditioned. So most of the times we tend to believe, well, always, most of the people, they believe what the mind says. No, 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 no. The mind has been programmed. You have been programmed. Everybody has been programmed on this word. So
Hmm.
you're not different. Anyone is different. We have always been programmed, and so we have always programmed, and that causes the way we feel, the way we think, the way we act, and that builds, creates our reality.
And
Simple as
also, one very important thing, I think we should had a flow state cafe about it, about
that. Mm.
purpose. And then,
Mm,
what do you think is our purpose? Is like created by our conditions and
of
our
course.
programs
Yeah.
also.
Oftentimes, yes,
Yeah,
totally.
oftentimes,
Totally.
not all the time. Sometimes,
Any
sometimes we are on that.
Yeah, we
On
have
it.
been conditioned on that for sure, for sure. And people who feel purposeless, they will get into depression. But that also comes from a conditioning because we condition on that we have to achieve, that we have to show, that we have to do things and blah blah blah, and then that triggers the opposite. So what if you don't have a purpose, then you get depressed, right?
Yeah, but there are people that don't even think about purpose in life. So
Yeah,
there are billions of people in
a lot.
the
Most
in
of the
the
people,
globe,
yeah, they go
and it
on. Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
live their lives.
So as always, balance, right? One way or the other is, we have been conditioned on one way or the other. So on having to have we have to have a purpose, and or the opposite, or we feel constantly that we're purposeless, and therefore
But what I was saying, there are people that don't even
no,
know about it.
no,
So
no,
there
no,
are
totally.
a third type of, people also. But like, I think we should talk about
Yeah, we
next,
should
like,
definitely do a flow state cafe on
yeah,
this. Totally,
another
totally.
one.
I think it's an interest discussion. Um, but I've seen that so much with people that suffer from depression. They want to
Yes,
have a
no,
purpose because they want to be recognized by society and
yeah.
by, that's very
Lots of
dangerous.
people, are talking
Yeah,
about it today in our, like, when you talk about self-development in this world, everyone,
yeah.
lots of people, oh, your purpose, like, you need to have a purpose, how to get in, how to know what's your purpose. So like,
Hmm.
or then they also, even the, like, people go to astrology to know their, like, what they come to do on earth or things like
Hmm.
this.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But then we also have to be okay with, I can just have. What if that's a thing? And that's a good question. Well, we're changing topic now, but if you
Yeah.
had
Could change it.
$1 million, like, what is that you would do during your life?
That's
Like,
the gold
that,
question.
yeah, I would just enjoy myself, and there's no. So yes, it's very interesting. We should definitely, well, next one maybe. Yes, we open a an interesting conversation here.
It is.
But yes, but the thing is that what I've seen, to me, when you remove a big part of this conditioning, then you instantly connect to your purpose, like without looking for it. That's the thing.
Yes.
Mm.
But this is about the truth. It's about your
Yeah.
inner truth. Also, it's a bit connected. Yes,
Mm-mm.
when you
Mm-mm.
are aligned with your truth, and you know what to do.
Yeah, yeah, totally. All right, so I guess we can end it here, maybe. Thank you
Hmm.
for coming, everyone, on YouTube, on LinkedIn.
Thank you,
If you have
everyone.
questions, connect, ask. For sure, we also happy to show you what we do, um, which is a bit mind blowing for many people that haven't tried it. Probably not because it's us, just because it's a new way to reprogram the mind.
Yeah, it's good to deprogram the
Mm, mm,
things,
mm.
these
Totally.
conditions that we are saying, these blocks
Mm.
that are coming,
Yeah.
and that are blocking us to live our truth. Actually, that's
Hmm.
the thing.
Hmm. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah. Having said that, have a beautiful day, beautiful weekend.
It was lovely. Thank you, everyone. See you next
Bye
Friday. Beautiful
bye.
day for everyone.
Thank you,
Bye bye.
Michelle.